This is Rev Michelle Hopkins.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I came into this. In the 1960s, very early 1960s, I trained with the government microwave warfare establishment. I was an agent. The Americans used their own people as initial guinea pigs to develop their own weapons. And then when it was discovered what was going on, initially, by then, everybody was leaping onto the microwaves as stealth weapons. It is now possible to genetically change bacteriums and virus. Bacterium, they can lay, and yeasts, they can lay in the soil for hundreds of years in a dormant stage. It's possible when light comes on the bacterium to regenerate the bubonic plague that's been laying in the ground for several hundred years. It only wants that particular frequency and bang, it's active again. If I put a virus inside a dormant bacteria that I know I can spring to life, I go to Norway on a holiday, or Denmark, or Sweden, I just spread the virus around the forests with the dormant bacteria, and I come back. And I can wait, if I like, 100 years, 200 years, or 2 hours. Makes no difference to me. And then all I have to do with HAARP or a similar device is put the frequency, the microwave frequency, off the ionosphere, down onto Norway, whenever I feel like it. The virus will spring to life because their host has sprung to life. This is where we are. So countries can now, just by introducing bacteriums and viruses and whatever, they can totally devastate the economic possibilities of another country. This is why countries are developing this. I mean, really developing this. And this is why all of the microwave transmitters are going up everywhere. Because somebody, if they wanted to, could use them for other effects. The system is up and running.
Virologists and epidemiologists are always talking about the coming pandemic. The next pandemic, they are saying, they expect to be the bubonic plague, the Black Death. I have to ask myself, how could they possibly know that?
I just spread the virus around the forests with the dormant bacteria, and then all I have to do with HAARP or a similar device is put the frequency, the microwave frequency, off the ionosphere, down onto Norway, whenever I feel like it. The virus will spring to life because their host has sprung to life.
A University of Chicago researcher dies after being exposed to a strain of bacteria that causes plague.
And then, Ron, the tragic irony here is that Professor Malcolm Casadabban had been trying to develop a vaccine so that thousands of people around the world wouldn't die a painful, ugly death from a bacterial infection related to the plague. But it was that bacterium that appears to have killed him.
The bubonic plague. It has killed over 100 million people over the course of history. But it was considered to be a concern of the past, right? Well, here's one of two reported in the last 6 weeks.
For the last 2 months, 59-year-old Paul Gaylord has been full of medical tubes as he lay motionless in a hospital bed. He's been fighting a rare illness, the plague.
And we've all heard of the bubonic plague. It's been known as the Black Death. Killed a third of Europeans at one point in time. We learned about this in med school, but none of us have ever seen this. I mean, I'm shocked to hear about these cases now, but still wreak havoc. And Paul should be okay, obviously serious operations and things of that nature, but it also has inflicted a young girl.
The second case they found was a 7-year-old girl that was admitted to a Denver hospital after a camping trip in southern Colorado.
And New Mexico residents John Tull and Lucinda Marker have become seriously ill on a trip to New York City. After finding swollen lymph nodes on Lucinda's groin area, their doctor comes to a startling conclusion.
He said, "This is what you have, a bubo." I didn't know what he was talking about.
A bubo is a telltale sign of a frightening condition.
There was really only one possible diagnosis this could be, and it was the dreaded bubonic plague.
The bubonic plague is caused by deadly bacteria called Yersinia pestis. Inside both John and Lucinda's bodies, the plague bacteria invade the lymph nodes, causing them to swell. These are called buboes. If the bacteria get into the bloodstream, they clog the arteries, often ending in death.
The bubonic plague is highly contagious. The first reported plague pandemic was in the 6th century of the Common Era, and it has killed well over 150 million people worldwide. Without treatment, the bubonic plague kills 50% of those infected.
In Isaiah 24, the Lord prophesied about the treacherous powers that be, and what they were going to do to the earth and the people of the earth. He also foretold what he was going to do to them to repay them for the evil they are bringing upon the earth. Isaiah 24:16 and further. But I said, I waste away. I waste away, woe is me. The treacherous betray. With treachery, the treacherous betray. Terror and pit and snare await you, O people of the earth. Whoever flees at the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whoever climbs out of the pit will be caught in a snare. The floodgates of the heavens are opened. The foundations of the earth shake. The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth is thoroughly shaken. The earth reels like a drunkard. It sways like a hut in the wind. So heavy upon it is the guilt of its rebellion that it falls, never to rise again. In that day, the Lord will punish the powers in the heavens, that is, the demonic entities that rule. They are the principalities and the powers of the air. He will punish the powers in the heavens above and the kings on the earth below, the powers that be on the earth below. They will be herded together like prisoners bound in a dungeon. They will be shut up in prison and be punished after many days. A terrible day awaits those who with treachery betray this world with chemtrails and Tesla tech arrays and viruses and plagues and pandemics. The list goes on infinitely. But there is a day, a terrible day of judgment awaiting them. Take heart, my brothers. Take heart, my sisters. The Lord is with you. No matter what happens, no matter what hardship, the Lord is with you, and no matter what comes, you are in the hand of the Lord. For those of you who don't know Him, there isn't much time left. Give your lives to the Lord. Obey the Lord in what He has for us. Eternity yawns before us. This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching, everyone, and God bless you.